fixed amount of money. We employed it successfully, did a project for DOT. Now you might wonder why we took land from DOT. They asked us to build a project for them. We did that design build. We did our office design build because we had a limited amount of money. We needed to do it quickly because our lease was going to be done. We built a dog pound for the city, a trash transfer station for the city. We did all those design build. It works. It's the way to go under these circumstances because, let's be honest, everybody sitting at the table, you have 2-year terms. These projects go beyond 2 years. What's the next council going to be? They have a great municipal staff. In the midst of that project, we lost several key people. There was no continuity. There was too much risk on the town the way that project went. So that's my spiel.
Thank you. Clarity. I'm sorry, Mr. Clifton.
Ken, I want to reiterate how important I think a public hearing is in this situation. You had, KENDALL-DEAN is cursed. I mean, we did this route in 1999, $8.1 million bond, was supposed to cover NSES edition and KENDALL-DEAN. Bids messed up, some of the same people involved then, involved now. And what happened was we spent all the money in NSES, and the rest of it, over the years, we piddled away on smaller projects, fields and other things. But the voters never got what the product was that they approved the bond for. And how they spent the rest of the money on things that weren't covered in the bond must have been a very loose interpretation of the bond language to be able to do that. So with that bitter taste still in everybody's mouth who lived in this town at that point, and I was young enough to remember that, and I was paying taxes at the time, I'm not thrilled with, here we have the same situation. Bond price doesn't fit the project needs. So instead of just having a public hearing and let everybody vent and make an alternative solution or review this thing carefully, we're just going to make the decision for them. And if anything goes wrong here, you're going to have a lot of people very upset in this town because it's KENDALL-DEAN too. I mean, we're supposed to learn from our mistakes. And I don't know if we learned anything from KENDALL-DEAN 1. And I really would encourage you to, if nobody shows up, you have nothing to worry about.
Mike, if we have a public hearing,
Yeah.
they're going to present the other plan. To who? To us, right?
Well, you know, I don't even want to
But
present.
my point is, they're going to present that plan to who? The teacher, the state trooper, the woman who works in the fence, the college professor? Or do we have a panel already put together that can make these decisions, that are more qualified to make these decisions and look at those plans and say, these are not the adequate plans? That's why they were put in place, Mike, because they're smarter than we are in that field. So you're going to present something to me, and I'm going to say, oh, you know what, that's great, I think we should go with that. And these guys might be looking at me and say, what, are you crazy?
I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do. Personally, what I want to do is look at all the numbers in this report and compare them to the bids that actually just came in and look at the cost and see if I really believe that this is possible to do for the money that's on the table before we make the same mistake that we made earlier. And I also think that the stakeholders who are going to be working in these buildings, yes, they filled out a survey form, but have they had a meeting with the staff to show the staffs in all these municipal buildings plans to show them how the layout is? And the public who, you know, has all the, I heard the Sally Court mentioned. Do you know that in the original survey of what the needs of the police department was, the Sally Court was not in the top 3. It was down at the bottom. They wanted technology, they wanted upgraded equipment, several other things. I've got the sheet at home from RGB, his survey. So I don't know why we're jumping to a Sally Port and why it's gone to number 1 when they originally were reviewed and discussed with the police staff, and I think there were 3 officers that participated in that meeting with RGB. It was like the 4th or 5th priority out of 5 or 6.
Let me tell you, now you're getting into my field. Sally Port
is very important.
But if that's what they didn't believe was important, I don't know how it all of a sudden jumped to the top of the list. And as a taxpayer, I'd rather have money in the operating budget for more offices.
I think Mike just made my point, what I was trying to make to you guys.
So maybe that was conceptually, that wasn't where the police department was at the time Robinson Green Greta was there. You had somebody come in, reassess the situation, now that's a priority. It wasn't a priority before. I can't understand why that's such a difficult concept. That things change. That's the whole point of hiring this gentleman, to look at that, sit down with the people and determine what do you really need. Because what you wanted before didn't work because it was overbid. It's not rocket science.
Mr. Chairman?
I agree with Paul, this is not rocket science. I've done over $1 billion in construction activity in my career. This is small potatoes. Believe me when I tell you this is the absolute right way to go, design, build, don't look back. You have a guarantee you're gonna get this job done within the budget this time. You have a scope. In 10 months from now, 10 to 12 months from now, it'll be done. If you constantly go back and have a public hearing, look at this, look at that, you'll never get the project done.
Thank you. Ricky?
Yeah, you forgot to mention me, I am qualified.
That's why I didn't mention it.
Oh, okay. That's why I made you qualified for this.
That's why I didn't say, that's why I didn't
Oh,
mention
okay.
it.
I'm not just the, so,
All right, I'd like to go though.
as a qualified person, I looked at everything, and I'm trying to be fair. I really do appreciate all the work that was done, but I got to tell you, I have a lot of faith in what's been doing, what these guys have been doing. We've been watching it, and I got to tell you, I'm not in favor of a public meeting because a lot of people don't know. They elected us to make decisions. I make decisions. I don't kick the can down the road. I don't wait. I want to do something, and I want to do it, and I feel like they're going to do a great job. And they used the information you had. They used the information they had, their own experience. They've got a lot of experience. I know a lot of them personally, and I think they're very capable guys, and I trust them. And I don't want to, I say move forward because the next council will come in, and then they'll be out. You guys could be in. This could go on forever. I say let's move the thing right now, and let's move forward right now. That's a motion.
I second that motion.
What exactly is?
Yeah, let's make
All right. So that's,
To continue forward with the,
so you're going to accept the recommendations presented by the Building Review Task Force. The motion is to accept the recommendation by the Building Review Task Force.
We haven't made one yet.
Excuse
We
me?
haven't made a recommendation. We have one, but we haven't made it yet.
All
So
right.
we have a week until we get the full report also, correct? Is that right? Mrs. Saccoccia is going to provide a full breakdown within a week? Is that correct?
Mr. Glenn, do you have a recommendation that you would like to make? Can I hear it?
That's the second item on the agenda.
One was a presentation, one is a recommendation. Just for the record, just me personally, just based on my own observation, apart from the rest of them. But based on KENDALL-DEAN, I don't think is really appropriate space to be putting our town offices in. However, the bond issue does state that we need to put school administration in KENDALL-DEAN. We played that with bond council, and what we're doing has been approved by bond council. Just want you guys to be aware of that. I think that the superintendent should have more say. This is the police chief should have more say as we move forward with this plan. And we do plan to engage that as we move forward, if that's your choice. So with that being said, our recommendation is that we recommend that the town move forward based on the recommendations of SACCOCCIO Associates and begin the process of going through the design build model and developing the scope and drawings to match the town's budget for this project as defined by the conceptual plan that was presented tonight. Further, I would suggest that we retain SACCOCCIO and Associates to help develop the design build documents as well as bridging documents to move the project forward. The recommendation of our board.
Motion to accept.
Just to be clear, you don't have the final report in front of you, is that what you said? So you don't have the numbers?
Mr. President. Mr. President, instead of having sidebars, if you acknowledge it, I would like to have that full report, which Mr. Saccoccia said would be ready in a week. They're going to post the presentation on the town web as soon as you can, today, tomorrow.
I can give it to you tonight, actually, I don't know
I can,
Well, we'd like to have time to digest it as well, but it has to be a public record.
So I have the, I have the flash.
Okay.
I can put it on the agenda for February 5th.
Yeah, I would support that. I need to read it. I'm sure.
You're absolutely right. I just, because I'm familiar with the process of what's been going on, so I assume, but I apologize. So I can put it on the, I'll have it put on the agenda for February 5th for a vote. That's a motion.
Yes.
We can continue this item to the next February meeting. But I think what you do is continue item number 4 on your agenda to the 5th. That's the item that was set to make this recommendation by Mr. Madden.
And we can have the report before then.
Yes. That'll give us 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's going to be on the website.
Yes, it has to be, Mr. President, I don't know if you heard Mr. Clifford, but this report, as well as the presentation, should be made available on our town website.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the original plan.
Yes, it was, just to reiterate.
All right, so next, so let's continue for a vote until February 5th. Let's move on to item 5, executive session. Discussion by council of other action pursuant to Rhode Island General Law 42-46-5, session pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation, or work sessions pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation, potential litigation.
Mr. President, motion to enter into executive session.
Second.
Strong call?
Yes.
Yes.
Carol? Yes. Wood?
Yes.
Yes.